cyber scammers are targeting a new demographic: educational institutions and college students. Universities call them ghost students, also known as scammers, using fake or stolen identities in higher education. WGEN's Claire Edlin spoke with a local community college about the issue and what it means now and in the future.
Raja, John Wood's financial aid coordinator says they're doing everything they can to make sure these ghost students don't haunt the school. Other schools across the nation have reported these fakers enrolling in school and disappear as soon as they get that financial aid check. That also means they're occupying a limited space in the class in place of a legitimate student that couldn't attend because it was full. These scammers can then use that trustworthy university email to fish around and steal more sensitive information. Sources say the rise of online classes have made it all too easy for people to cheat the system.
I think we've seen some applications come in that seem a little off, so our admissions team is right on that to flag that and take a look into that with the IT department.
John Wood officials say the biggest red flag they watch out for on applications are the addresses, such as multiple addresses that are the same or similar, or an address that leads to nowhere. She says unlike a lot of universities, they will not use direct deposit and instead mail checks to ensure that address is verified. Raja?
All right, thank you, Claire. And now, if you suspect any type of fraud like this going on at your educational institution that could be stealing money and class spots away from legitimate students, you're asked to report it to the U.S. Department of Education. You can find a link to that at WGEN.com.